I'm Aurora, and my journey with yoga began when this guy trusted 17-year-old me with the keys to this studio so I could clean in exchange for classes. For the past 13 years, I've dedicated my career to giving back that exact gift I was given, and now I'm here to share it with you. Welcome to Work From Home Yoga. Let's start out in a forward fold at the top of the mat. So I'll separate the feet wider than hip width, bend into the knees, reach the arms forward, draping the upper body over the legs. And we'll start here. So you can shift backwards and forwards, lifting the heels, lifting the toes. Rolling around in little circles. As you shift forward, you can put weight into the hands. And then reverse directions. Meeting in center. Let's walk the feet in a little closer toward one another. So they're about hip width here. Then reach for opposite elbows for ragdoll. And sway side to side. Full breaths here. Drop the hands down to the floor, walk the feet in right next to one another. Bend into the knees, slowly roll up to standing, chin to chest. Take your time. Once you get there, draw the shoulders back and down, sweep the arms up. Take the hands to the elbows and lean over to the right side. Stretching the left side body. And come back up over to the left. One more time each side. Find 5% more depth here. Really lean into it. Use the core to lift back up and switch. And back to neutral. Reach both arms up. Bring the palms together. Press the hips forward. Take a soft back bend. And then turn this into a cactus. So bend at the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades together. This should feel really good after all those, whatever you call them, those exercises that you did. And then reach behind you, interlace the hands or hold on to the elbows, lift the chest up, and then fold forward over the legs. Take 3 breaths here. And shake the head side to side. Take one more breath. Start to lift the chest, release the grip. Oops, stepped on my hair, that's a new one. And then sweep your arms up into chair pose. So from chair, we'll take a twist to the right. Your choice how you want to twist. You can sweep this right arm back, keep the arms out. If you want, you can take your hands to your heart, rotate and hover, or set elbow down in between the knees or outside the knees. Your choice. We'll stay here for a full breath in. Big exhale. Unwind, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, take your twist to the left. Any variation works. Weight stays even in both feet. Knees stay together. Soft rotation, gaze is up. Hold here for a breath in. Breath out. Unwind, reach the arms up into your chair. This is where we play with balance. So I want you to shift your weight forward, sweep your arms back, lean forward, try lifting the heels to balance. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the heels, sweep the arms all the way up, take a back bend, and then exhale, hands to heart center, flat back, fold, drop down. Take an inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, heart forward. Exhale, plant the hands, walk it back to plank pose. Pause in your plank. You can pedal out through the feet, letting the knees soften toward the floor. Stretching out through the hammies, the calves. And then find stillness in your plank. Full breath in. Full breath out. Drop down to the knees, untuck the toes, lower all the way down to the mat. Bring your arms out to the sides. So come up onto the fingertips, making little tents of the hands. Lift the elbows up toward the ceiling. Then press down through the fingertips to lift the chest up away from the floor. As you exhale, that left shoulder will come down and we'll gaze up toward the right. So inhale back up to neutral, lift, and then exhale, right shoulder down, gaze up to the left. One more time each side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Okay, one more time, just come back up to neutral. Lift up and then lower down. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Roll the shoulder blades back and down, lift the chest up. And then hover your hands off the mat. Hover your legs off the mat. Zip the inner thighs together. Lengthen the back of the neck by looking down. Lift up a little higher. And then release. Plant the hands, tuck the toes, press up and back, down dog, 5 breaths. Whew. Start to see how slow doesn't always mean easier, right? That's still hard. I know, right? It's like, it's very deceptive. Do what feels good here. And then from downward facing dog, find stillness. Take a full breath in. Big exhale out. Inhale, sweep the right leg up. Then exhale, knee to nose. Step that foot forward between the hands. Drop the back knee down. Low lunge. For this low lunge, we're going to focus on opening up the shoulders and relaxing them so you can reach your arms behind you. Interlace the hands or reach for the elbows. And think about pinching, squeezing your shoulder blades together to broaden across the chest. We'll hold here for 3 breaths. So as much as you want to sink forward and down, go for it. Otherwise, you can always lift up and out of it. And even though I said this was going to be intense today, kind of feeling like we would both get more benefit out of moving more slowly. Exactly. Just not fast. I kind of want to move slowly today. Okay, take one more breath. Big exhale. And then release, drop the hands to the floor. Tuck the back toes, lift that knee. Straighten the front leg, pull the hips back, and fold nose to knee. 3 breaths here. Keep allowing the shoulders to soften. So even though they're not the main focus of the shape, we can still incorporate that intentionality throughout. Maybe I'm moving them around in circles, just reminding them to relax. And then let's rebend, rise up into a high lunge, crescent lunge. Sweep the arms up. Take a cactus, lean back, and then find that variation. Either interlace or reach for the elbows. Pinch, draw the shoulder blades together. Hold here for 3 breaths. So deepening that stretch for the left quad, hip flexor. Take one more inhale. Big exhale. Good. Release your grip. Reach the hands forward toward the floor. Walk the hands forward, float the left leg up, point the toes, standing splits. Hold for 3, 2, and then 1. We're gonna softly bend into this right leg and rise up to standing to balance. Sweep the arms up, and then cross this left leg over the right. So you can wrap it around once or twice, or you can set the foot down with the heel lifted. Use it as a little kickstand. At the same time, we work with the arms. So can you wrap the left arm underneath the right? Bend at the elbows, bring the hands together. Eagle arms and legs. Again, we're right here for support. Maybe you skip the arms if that feels like the breath is getting kind of wonky. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Unwind, come out of it, and shake out that leg. Both legs. Take an inhale to sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center, fold, flat back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back, spin to the right, wide-legged forward fold. You can bring hands to the outer edges of the feet. Hold here, 5 breaths. If you want to add and work with the shoulders, you can interlace the hands at the low back, lift the knuckles away from the low back, and then drop hands toward the floor. Take one more breath. And then release the grip, lift the chest up, hands underneath the shoulders, rotate to face the front of the mat. We're gonna plant the hands to frame this front foot and then roll onto the outer edge of the right foot so you can stack the left foot on top for side plank. Facing the left side of the mat. Another option is to drop the knee down in line with the hand and the foot. Totally up to you. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Plant the hand, roll onto the toes, come to plank pose, shift forward, lower all the way down to the mat. Once you get there, untuck the toes, press down through the tops of the feet, lift the chest up, baby cobra. Stay here, hover the hands. Stay here, hover the legs. Lift a little higher. Draw the legs together. Release, lower down, tuck the toes, press up and back. Downward facing dog. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, float the left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the foot forward. Drop the back knee, low lunge. Find that back bend of your choice. Shoulder blades draw together. Heart lifts. 3 breaths. Noticing how the breath is moving in the body. Where you feel like you're building heat, where you feel like you're releasing some tightness, adhesions, any place in the body that feels sticky or stuck. One more breath. Big exhale. And then release the grip, plant the hands. Tuck the back toes, lift that knee, straighten and fold. 3 more breaths. Relax the shoulders. Keep drawing back through that left hip. 1 more inhale. And exhale. Softly rebend. Knee on top of the ankle. Rise up. High lunge, crescent lunge. Take that variation. Soft back bend. 3 breaths. Last breath here. Nice. And then release the grip. That's okay. Lean forward, plant the hands, float that right leg up, point the toes, engage through the glutes, hold for 3, 2, and then 1. We're gonna rise up to balance. So bend into the left leg, take your time, sweep the arms up, and then wrap the right leg around the left once or twice. Maybe use the toes as a kickstand. Option to bring right arm underneath for eagle arms and legs. Drop your seat a little lower. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Unwind. Shake out the legs. Whew. Okay, inhale, arms up. Exhale, flat back fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back. Spin to the left, wide-legged forward fold. Hands to the feet. Stay here, 5 breaths. Keep developing the breath. One more inhale. And exhale. Lift up, hands underneath the shoulders, rotate, face the front of the mat, plant the hands to frame this front foot, and then roll onto the outer edge of that back foot. Stack the feet. Lift the hips, side plank. Any variation works. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to plank pose. Shift forward, lower all the way down. Untuck the toes, inhale, lift up. Baby cobra. Hover the hands, hover the legs. Zip the inner thighs together. Lift the chest further away from the floor. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, press back, child's pose. Whew, good work. 5 breaths. And shift the forehead on the mat side to side. Release any tightness there. What's that? Oh. Okay, let's lift back up on the hands and knees. Plant the right hand underneath the face, sweep the left arm up, and then drop down to that left shoulder for thread the needle. This right arm, top arm will reach forward, and we'll press down through this arm, this left arm that's on the ground, to rotate the chest more open toward the side of the room. And stay here 5 breaths. Softening into it on the exhale. Two more breaths. And then start to slide the right hand back. We're going to interlace the right hand on top of the left. And then think about pulling the hips all the way to the left side of the mat, as if you're trying to lift this left hand up. When you do that, you should get a really nice stretch along the left side body, the lats, upper back, shoulders, all that good stuff. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Plant the right hand. Inhale. Sweep left arm up. Exhale. Drop it down. And switch. Inhale. Right arm lifts. Exhale. Drop it down. Just turn this way since I'm right next to the wall. Left arm reaches forward. Press down through the right arm. Rotate. Gazes up toward the ceiling. 5 breaths. Two more breaths. And then take the left hand to the top of the right and release the hands. Pull yourself toward the side of the mat. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, unwind, inhale, sweep that arm up. Exhale, drop it down. Okay, from here, step your right leg out to the side. Keep the foot in line with the knee. And then this left hand will reach for the outer edge of that foot or the outer edge of the shin. So the goal is to, if you can, hold on to this. Start to drop your left shoulder down toward the floor and pull it toward the left side of the mat. Kind of like what we just did, except it's another way to access that left side body. You can use the right hand for support, staying on the fingertips. The hips are kind of going back and over to the left. And same concept as if you're trying to pull this foot all the way over to the side, but it's not budging. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Release. Let's switch sides. Left leg out, toes forward, reach with the right hand, pull back. So this doesn't have to look like anything pretty. Just be whatever feels good. Yep. It's kind of a funky shape. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Back on hands and knees. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, sweep the right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, step that foot forward, drop the back knee, low lunge. Okay, this time instead of having the arms behind us, we're gonna reach them out into those eagle arms. So the left arm will come over the right, bend at the elbows, bring the hands together to touch, shoulders down, elbows up, and then circles. If this doesn't feel accessible, you can always keep your hands at your shoulders and think about pulling your shoulders forward. So soft rounding in the upper back, just kind of moving around there, whatever works. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Turn this into a cactus. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lean back. Sweep the arms up. Plant the hands, tuck the back toes, straighten this front leg and fold. 3 breaths. One more inhale. And exhale. Rebend, rise up. High lunge, crescent lunge. Same thing with the arms. Left arm underneath, hands touch, or hands to the elbows. No, just kidding, shoulders. Hands to the shoulders. 3 breaths. Do whatever feels good here. Continue to try and stay as engaged as possible through that back leg. And then release, turn this into a cactus. Reach the arms up, plant the hands, standing splits. Kick the leg up, point the toes, hold for 3, 2, and then 1. Bend into the standing leg, rise up and balance. We're gonna cross this ankle over the knee. So figure 4 stretch, you can use a wall for support and then sit back into it to stretch the hip. So you can take your hands to the inner edge of the knee, press it down, or you can drop hands to the floor or to blocks. Full breath in. Full breath out. Start to release, lift up, shake out the legs. And inhale, reach. Woo. Exhale, fold flat back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back. Spin to the right, and then drop down into Skandasana. So bend all the way into the right leg, straighten out the left. Walk the hands forward and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift up, rebend, rotate face in front of the mat, plant the hands, roll onto the outer edge of that right foot, stack the hips, side plank. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Plant the hands, plank pose, shift forward, lower all the way down. Once you get there, untuck the toes, press down through the feet, lift the chest, baby cobra. Float the hands, float the legs, lift up higher for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, hands down, tuck the toes up and back, downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, step it forward. Back knee down, low lunge. This time, eagle arms with a right arm underneath the left. Yeah, whichever way we didn't do it before. Or hands to shoulders. Find some movement here. Pressing the elbows forward and up is what helps create that space in between the shoulder blades. Reverse directions if you haven't yet already done that. Builds a little bit of heat in the upper back too. Pretty quickly. Take one more breath. And then release. Turn this into a cactus. Sweep the arms up. Plant the hands, tuck the back toes, lift that knee, straighten and fold. 3 breaths. One more inhale. And exhale. Rebend, rise up, high lunge, crescent lunge. And again, right arm underneath the left. 3 breaths. Let's release, turn this into a cactus. Lean back, sweep the arms up, plant the hands, standing splits. Point the toes, engage the glute, hold for 3, 2, and then 1. Bend into the left leg, rise up and balance. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. Readjust, find a wall or a chair for support. Lightly press that knee down toward the floor to get into the hip. Relax the head, neck, shoulders. Soften the jaw. Nice. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Release, rise up, shake out the legs. Take an inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold, flat back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back. Spin to the left, Skandasana. Drop down, bending into that left leg toward the back of the mat. Walk the hands forward, rounding through the upper back. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift up, rotate. Plant the hands, frame that front foot, roll onto the outer edge, last side plank. Step the right foot back, lift the hips. 5, 4, stay with the breath. 3, 2, and 1. Plank pose. Lower all the way down. Inhale, lift up. Hover the hands, hover the legs. Sweep the arms back. Fingertips point toward the back of the mat. Lift up as high as you can. Hold for 5. Squeeze the inner thighs together for 4. Relax the shoulders for 3. Keep breathing for 2. And one, release, press back, child's pose. Good work. Stay here, close the eyes. Slow down the heart rate. Keep the eyes closed. Lift yourself up to a seat. Once you arrive there, side bend over to the right, plant the hand, lift the arm up and over, and then switch to the left. Back to center. You can open the eyes, both arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, drop your hands to your heart. Take a moment to recognize the effort, the intentionality, the patience, the grace, the strength that you showed up with and cultivated today. Pausing to honor and recognize that as an accomplishment in and of itself. Full breath in. Audible exhale, let everything go that's not serving you. Namaste. Beautiful work.